Welcome into another episode of the Mind of a Marketer live sessions. Today, we're going to be talking about why Facebook ads are better than SEO. Now, I know you're thinking, I run an SEO agency. We have over $2 million right now in just SEO retainers with our clients. Why am I so low on SEO versus meta ads? Well, one, I'm going to go through all the reasons why I believe that meta ads are better, more impactful, and just a flat out better investment than SEO. But two, I want to hear from you. I want you to leave in the comments. I want you to debate with me. I want to go back and forth here because, there's obviously no real right answer here. This is an open-ended discussion, if you will, but it's a discussion worth having nonetheless. So what I'm going to do is just get myself prepared here, and I'm going to jump on over to my shared screen over here, and I'm going to walk you through really some data points here that I have on, again, why I believe that meta ads are a far better investment than SEO. And again, keep in mind, this is coming from an SEO agency owner, somebody who does quite a bit of SEO for our clients. So let me pop over here, share my screen with you. I've got a series of items here on my list here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be brutally honest with you too, right? Like I'm going to show you the item and then I'm going to discuss with you, if you will, about what I think is the best one. I'm on a new streaming platform here. All right, perfect. So let me go ahead and get my clickbait title back up here as well. Show this SEO Stinks. Let's debate. Okay, so those of you just joining in the comments, again, this is an open discussion. I want you to debate me. My thesis here, my argument for the day is that meta ads are a much better investment than SEO. If you feel differently, hit me in the comments, hit me in the chat, and let's go back and forth. But what I'm going to do while I wait for y'all is to just go through and really just rank and review each of these different tactics, if you will, or each of these different outcomes, I should say, and if it's better for SEO or if it is better for meta ads. So let's just start here with effort and energy, right? So is effort and energy, is it less and better for SEO or meta ads? So personally, this has changed for me. This used to be SEO all the way, right? The good thing about SEO is that it's more of an upfront investment in terms of your time and energy, and then the benefits pay over the long run. That's one of the great things about doing SEO as a service for clients is that the first 3 to 5, 6 months are pretty labor intensive, but if you can get the client to that point, then they're going to see returns and you don't have to do as much effort. It's really just a matter of building some content and links. Now, that's changed over time because of the adoption of AI. And the reason was because with meta ads, really the key to success on meta ads is creative video, getting as much creative output as possible, because that's really what the Facebook algorithm needs in order to serve your ads to people and drive conversions. And that was really hard to get, especially for clients or for ourselves. But the use of AI, we basically built an AI agent, an AI bot that we record a meeting with a client, a new client that comes in, it transcribes it. And based on the inputs that they tell us from the very specific questions that we ask them, it goes ahead and it writes all the ads, all the video scripts, all the landing pages, all the email sequences. It does it like that. That used to have to be done by a copywriter. It was really expensive. It was really time consuming. So the beautiful thing about that too is that since meta content you don't have to worry about like Google AI content, like not getting indexed and getting penalized, blah, blah, like all that nonsense. With Facebook, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Meta thinks about it. It matters what the users think about it. So I'm still going to give this one to SEO, although it's like inching towards Meta because of the use of AI. But those are my SEO folks out there that, again, I want you to debate with me here. I want you to tell me what you think in the comments, because I'm here to have a discussion with you about all these different things. Okay, so that's effort and energy, and that's a big one, frankly. Let's talk about data and tracking, right? So data and tracking, is it easier and better with SEO or meta? Now with SEO, the only data that we get access to is Search Console data, and that data is kind of limited. It's sampled. Same thing with Google Analytics. We really don't get the best data from an SEO campaign. Ahrefs and SEMrush also use data sampling, so we really don't get that much data or access to it. It's kind of hard to track sometimes, even if you use something like CallRail or What Converts. But with meta, man, you can track everything. What's really good about meta ads too is the ability to set different conversion windows. So you can do a 3-day conversion window, 7-day conversion window, 1-day conversion window, and you can kind of see the impact of where that touch point is happening with that meta ads. Is it the last touch point, right? Is it driving direct conversions, people purchasing right off the platform? Or is it assisting conversions over a long run with remarketing ads over a longer period of time? So Meta, to me, has much better out of the box tracking, and you get far better data from Meta ads. Again, please debate me if you feel differently. Please tell me what you're using if you are getting better data from SEO. All right. So let's talk about complexity now. What is more complex to run, an SEO campaign or a Meta ads campaign? Now, again, this is really going to depending on who you ask. Somebody said Google hides so much now with privacy regulations. Absolutely. Google does not want to give you data. They keep on stripping more and more away. So let's talk about complexity. What's more complex in terms of setting it up? Is it easier to set up SEO campaigns, or is it easier to set up Meta campaigns? Now, again, I'm super biased here because we run tens of thousands of dollars of paid traffic on Meta every single month. So I'm intimately familiar with this. And again, for those of you just joining, I also run an SEO agency. We have millions of dollars in SEO retainers with attorney clients. So with SEO, it's kind of weird because SEO has come a long way over the past couple of years where it's not rocket science anymore. Like you can go to ChatGPT and be like, tell me how to do SEO, and it'll be pretty accurate, right? There's no like hacks or silver bullets anymore when it comes to optimizing SEO campaigns. Meta traditionally has been a little bit more complex because you needed a media buyer who knows the ins and outs of the platform. You needed an analytics person to set up conversions. You needed a copywriter. Maybe you needed a video person. You needed a content creator. You needed a designer and developer and all that different stuff to set up landing pages and all these different stuff. Now, I actually think that Meta ads are less complex now because, dude, I've been doing this with my team for years now. Every single week we sit down with our team, we talk about our service, we talk about the results for clients, and we are still trying to solve issues around content and issues around links and issues around tracking when it comes to SEO. And because of the use of AI now, because we're able to automate so much of what we're doing here, when it comes to copywriting and stuff like that, I'm going to give this one to Meta. I actually think Meta is less complex. All you really need is a media buyer, and that media buyer can also be trained soup to nuts on ad copywriting, all that different stuff by simply using a Claude project. And I have plenty of videos on my live feed on my YouTube channel where you can see exactly how I've trained Claude to do all this stuff. So let's talk about cost. This is a big one too. What does it cost more, Meta or SEO? Now, the obvious thing would probably be Meta cost more, right? And this is also like I'm giving the winner to SEO or Meta. So like this is actually be like lower cost or better cost, right? So Meta is kind of an obvious thing because there's an ad spend, right? I spend right now a minimum of $15,000 a month for all my businesses, and sometimes upwards of $40,000, $50,000 a month on Meta ads for my businesses. Now, the thing is though, is that I'm getting a direct ROI from Meta. I know for every dollar that we spend on Meta, we're returning $3 to $5. Right? That's pretty damn good. Now it's complex because for our agency WebRisk, we're running Meta ads to generate leads, which take 3, 6, 9 months to close sometimes. So it converts over time. And sometimes that ROI goes through the roof. The client's big enough. Now with SEO, it's a little bit different because, there's hard costs that come with SEO. There's content development, there's link building. Maybe there's an SEO specialist that you need to hire to help out. There's all sorts of like hard costs when it comes to labor inside of SEO that people don't understand. People are like, it's free traffic, it's Google. There's no cost associated with it. But even if you're doing SEO for yourself, there's a hard cost of time involved with it, a lot of time. And to me, what's beautiful about Meta ads is it's a good amount of work to set up the campaigns, but once you get them set up, the optimization is much less work than it is for SEO. So granted, it's going to cost less for SEO in the short run, right? Like, okay, I'm going to build 4 pieces of content. I can get that done for $300 each. That's $1,200 a month. And then, an extra $2,000 per month in links to really get things going. That's called $3,500 a month for like solid SEO. If you know what you're doing and if you can quarterback it. With Meta, you're going to have to spend at least $5,000 a month on ads and then probably another $1,500 for a media buyer, right? So you're looking at potentially double the monthly costs for Meta ads in the short run, but in the long run, you never know how long it's going to take for SEO to pick up and for how long it's going to take to return on your capital with SEO. So I'm actually going to give this to Meta because within 30 to 60 days, you're going to get that ROI. You should have it if you know what you're doing. And that kind of ties into this one too. We'll just kind of do both of these at the same time. So timeline to results and likelihood for results. Somebody just commented, Google, good links cost so much money. How much do you spend on an average SEO link? I bet it's a lot. That's a great question. So we spend right now, like I'm going to give you some insight here too of why I'm so down in SEO. It's because the quality of the work that you need to do is so much higher. Meaning We have relationships with link vendors all across the world. The best link vendors want to work with us because I have an SEO training program, the Blueprint Training, with over 1,000 active members that we teach content, link building, all that stuff. So they want to be, a vendor of record for us to sell to our community. And we've access to so much data. We've tested so many different links. Those like $150 to $300 links that you can just buy anywhere that's on like a active website. If it's not a real website, the links don't work anymore. We have so much data, so much testing around it. So the cost for good links, like real PR links on real websites, is higher. We're looking at probably around $500 per link on average. Now, those do move the needle in terms of rankings and traffic. But again, traffic doesn't mean conversions. I invest in marketing because I want to make money. Your clients invest in you and your marketing because they want you to make the money. So just getting traffic or just getting keyword rankings doesn't mean squat anymore. That's kind of like my biggest bone to pick with SEO, is that results in SEO aren't the same results that they used to be because there's so much noise, there's so much distraction in the SERPs. Like, I can give you an example of this, right? If we just take like white sneakers, right, and we just type this into Google, look at how much noise there is. There's sponsored ads. There's this little panel here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of recommended products. Here's the first traditional organic result. Now, you might argue these are organic results, but like, I see a lot of Amazon in here. You're probably not going to beat Amazon and Nike, right? So now, granted, this is a very big head keyword, et cetera. I'm just using this to illustrate my point. But the point is that there's so much noise in the SERPs now that even just ranking doesn't mean you're going to make, like, let alone conversions, but like doesn't mean you're going to get traffic anymore, right? So the likelihood of results with SEO is very low, right? Because it takes time. The timeline to results with SEO, you're looking at, like, for most websites, a minimum of 6 months, right? Unless they have a lot of momentum and they're a big brand, then you can probably get it in 2 to 3 months. But the likelihood of results and the timeline to results are out of whack with SEO. Like, they're very, very out of whack right now. I'm telling you, I do SEO for hundreds of clients, and the results are mixed. Like, if I'm just being frank, we have to do so much paid media on top of that to really return their capital. We use what's called a blended system, where we're running LSAs and Google Ads in conjunction with SEO, because SEO on its own isn't enough to drive ROI. Now, that costs a lot more, but we're able to drive very serious ROI when we do this blended search campaigns. So I'm going to give both of these to Meta. I think that the likelihood of results, if you know what you're doing, and this is assuming that you know what you're doing too, right? This is assuming that you know what you're doing with SEO too, which is probably just as much of a wild card as Meta. Like, most people don't know what the F they're doing when it comes to SEO. So I'm going to get both of these. Like, it's quicker to get results with Meta ads. Within 30 days, our campaigns are generating leads. Every time we're generating sales for all of my companies. The likelihood of results, I know that, is like 100% because I've done it so much. I'm very good at SEO too. I've been doing SEO for 15 years. I know that the likelihood of success with SEO is very high too. But when I say likelihood of results, right? Results means money, not results like keyword rankings. I can get keyword rankings like that. But it's a fart in the wind. It doesn't really mean anything anymore, right? The value of SEO traffic is really at its lowest, in my opinion. So let's talk about for conversions. Just lost my camera. Let's see if I can get this back up. I lost my camera. All right, I'll go to my crap camera. Can you guys see me? Damn, I lost my good camera. Not a problem. So let's talk about micro conversions and macro conversions. So micro conversions are going to be for things like an ebook download. We just wrote a hard copy book that we're giving away for free. And a macro conversion would be like a business conversion, a lead generated to book a consultation, a sale, if it's an e-commerce or a product-based website. So which platform, SEO, or which tactic, I should say, Meta ads, are better to drive conversions? Why don't you guys guess? Why don't you guys tell me? There's 50 people that are here watching this live right now. Someone give me something here. Tell me what you think is better to drive conversions, whether it's micro or macro conversions. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I know. It's Facebook all the way. Like, there's no question that Facebook is a better driver of conversions. No question. So especially when it comes to like micro conversions, Meta ad campaigns, if we want to run like a template funnel, or if we want to run like a VSL funnel, you're getting conversions on the first day when you set up ads. With SEO, I mean, God knows how long it takes. What are you going to try and rank the page and then or like put like a banner on your website for people to opt in and hope that they come through organic traffic? It doesn't work like that with SEO. Now, macro conversions, SEO, are pretty good. Like, we do get a good amount of conversions coming in from the SERPs that are like, oh, I found you in Google. I found some of your articles. They were really good, blah, 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 etc. But that took a lot of time. And those generally aren't the best leads. Why are those not the best leads from SEO? for leads, not for direct. If you're an e-commerce site, it's a little bit different. But also on a note with that too, right? Like let's say, and let's talk about this for a second, because this is where SEO gets overinflated, in my opinion. If you're from, how many people are here familiar with first and last touch points when it comes to conversions? I'm going to explain it to you. A first touch point means the first platform that somebody found you. So for us, that could have been somebody saw like an Instagram reel or a TikTok or an ad or a blog post, right? That's the first time that they were discovering us. Now, the last touch point means what is the channel that they use to actually convert, right? So did they come through a Facebook ad and convert? Did they go to Google, type it in, and then convert, right? The issue with SEO is that SEO claims so many conversions because of the nature of how people use Google, right? People go to Google to finish their search now too. They're not using Google to start the search anymore. And what I mean by that is like this, right? So if we go back to this white sneakers search, right? Yes, somebody might be using Google to discover the products to begin the search, but like this is a very broad term, and this is a broad discovery term, right? They're looking through different products, they're price shopping, they're getting a feel for brands, sizing, styles, all this different stuff. They're probably looking on TikTok, maybe Pinterest, Instagram, all these different things, right? This is a broad discovery search. Now, this is important, right? Like product discovery, business discovery is important. This to me is what Google is still pretty good for in the e-commerce space, which is introducing people if you can get them to rank to the brand. Now, this doesn't drive conversions though. Why? Because very few people are coming and buying off this term. I mean, some people do, don't get me wrong, but usually what people are doing are this: Nike white sneakers, Air Force One, size 11, right? They're coming to Google already determining exactly the product or service that they want, and they're finishing their search in Google. So what that means is that, you know, right now they're just price shopping. Whoever has the best price for this and the fastest shipping is probably going to get the conversion. But Google's going to claim that conversion, even if they found this and discovered this on TikTok from an influencer or Instagram from an ad, right? Because they saw somebody else doing it. They're like, I want that. And then they go to Google to finish the search. So SEO takes credit for so much, which overinflates the importance of the channel. Now, again, I'm not saying it's not important, because I actually think that if you can figure out, if I owned an e-commerce brand, I would be spending all my time trying to figure out how I can use Google as a first touch channel, right? How can I tap into this image-based search? How can I get my products in front of people to introduce them? Because that's the hardest thing to do in this space. You can run ads all day to drive conversions, but to actually introduce people to your product and get it on their mind, top of mind, is really, really hard to do. So to me, Google is really good for this, but no SEOs are talking about this or doing this. Everyone is just focused on optimizing product pages that, frankly, don't really matter that much, because people are using branded search for the most part to finish these searches. So Google gets so much credit for macro conversions when in reality, it's not really the driver of it, right? So like if you're telling me that like, look, I've got a ton of content on the website, people are reading our blog posts as a first touch point and then coming back, I believe it, right? Like the people find us, lawyers find us all the time through Google, they convert. But again, when it comes to B2B stuff, for us, we don't get a lot of good leads from Google. Why? Because for the most part, Google is a price shopping channel. Multiple attorneys they're going to Google, right? And if they're like best lawyer marketing agencies, right? They're coming here. They're probably popping open 5 of these, right? And here's us right here. They're probably popping open all 3 of these and taking a look at us. And then they're submitting, and they're just price shopping. They're going to go through and they're going to compare at that. Versus Facebook, what's great about Facebook is that we are controlling the entire funnel and the entire conversation. People are seeing a video at the top of the funnel that's tackling a problem. The messaging is very specific. It's very, very detailed. It's very exact for what we want. And then we're remarketing them with opt-in offers to watch a longer video, to grab their email, and then to book a call with us. So they're sole sourcing their contracts to us because we captured them at the very top, the very intent. And that to me is what marketing is all about. So much of SEO is demand capture, but marketing is demand generation. That's what marketing really is. Marketing is about building interest. It's about building audiences, it's about building excitement, getting people excitement about actually the potential of working with you versus just capturing the search that's there. That's an important part of the process too. Don't get me wrong. You know, like you want to make sure that you're being found when people are searching for you, but that's pretty easy. You know, like my 1-year-old son, I could teach how to do that. It's not that hard. The hard part is saying, how do we get people who have no idea who we are, who've never heard us before, to want to work with us in a short period of time? And that's where Meta is really great, because the messaging control and the targeting are very, very good. So again, look at when it comes to targeting, a lot of people also are going to default to SEO. Why? Because it's keywords, it's high intent, right? We know what they're searching for. I'll give you that, right? Don't get me wrong. Keyword data is very valuable. There's a lot of intent that we can derive from that. However, however, we can't control where they are in that stage, right? When people are looking for this, best lawyer marketing agencies, they've already made up their mind on what they want from an agency. They've already made up their mind for what they're looking for, right? I don't want that. I don't want you to come to me when you're like, yeah, I'm talking to 5 other agencies. What can you do for me? I'm like, get out of here, dude. I'm not gonna get to a race to the bottom in pricing conversation. It's not gonna happen. That's not how I want to do things. I want to control the conversation, the flow of information from the beginning all the way to the end. And we do that by, again, running sequenced ads, running video ads, heavy educational. And we know that people are actually consuming it. So to me, the targeting on Meta is amazing, right? Like we can target lawyers all day. We can target agencies all day long. It's super easy. And even, right, for our agency clients who are lawyers, right? Like we're able to target people that are in a car accident by using the messaging, right? So I'm giving both of these because the way Facebook works is that if we can get the content in front of people that are actively, in market, Facebook can't tell us who was in a car accident, but if we use the right creative and if we use the right creative, then Facebook will deliver it to them. Trust me, it's pretty crazy. So traffic intent, I'm just going to go ahead and go to SEO because of the keywords, again, bottom funnel keywords, you can't beat that, even though we can still target those people here. Brand building, this is not even a discussion. I'm not even going to say, like, SEO is not for branding. It bothers me so much when people are like, oh yeah, you build blog content, so like people, you build a brand. It's like, no, it's not 2012 anymore, people. Like, people don't read blogs as much as they used to. They're on social media, they're watching video, they're getting their content from micro content. So scalability, I will give it to SEO here because technically the cap on traffic is unlimited, but that's a big caveat there because the intent goes down because you're going to have to end up targeting high-level blog content, top funnel content. But I will give it to SEO because I know the SEO nerds out there will kill me if I don't. Testing and optimization, all the way meta ads. If you want to test with SEO, it's like, let's set up a content and link building test and like, let's wait 3 months to see what happens. It's trash. And then also on top of the fact, you're like, oh, wait, hold on. But like, we just got a link from Forbes organically. So maybe that impacted, like, there's no, like, SEO swear that there's correlation and causation, but there's really not. It's very much a guessing game. There's no testing. I don't care if there's testing platforms out there. They're all full of shit. Pain in the ass factor. This is a tie between both. PIA stands for pain in the ass factor. That just means which one's more of a pain in the ass. SEO is incredibly frustrating because of the changing algorithms and all the need for content and links and all this stuff. And Meta is just a pain because you have to be constantly feeding it more and more creative, more and more assets if you really, really want to have success there. So that is my breakdown here. So if we're keeping score here, it is 8-11 to 3. I'll leave this one in the middle. So 11 to 3. So that is my dissertation here on why I believe that Meta is a much better fit for driving business results than SEO. I want to know what y'all think, though. Leave it in the comments for me here. If not, I got to go talk to a lead, a prospect, because our agency is growing out of control because we're very good at meta ads. We're actually very good at all sorts of marketing, but my pipeline is always filled with attorneys who want to work with us because we're so good at meta ads. We're so good at content creation. And we do create content for the website too, and it ranks over time. And it brings traffic, but like, don't get it wrong. Like, this is 80% of the equation here because we're building very hyper-specific video content with very specific messaging, and we're able to get that in front of our target audience the same day. So that's it. That's all I got today. As always, I appreciate your time, your attention, you tuning in. Make sure to tune in every single day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where I come on here and I talk about marketing stuff because this is what I love. And I love all of you too. I appreciate all your time and effort. God bless you all.